Our next guests are lining up. They're here. Ryan, good morning, brother.
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Yes, yes. Look, this is all right.
Great.
Look, I think I see. Wait, Violet. It's about to get good right here. Look,
So I should
Rhonda
stay
Love.
on. Oh, look who's there.
Wait.
Hi,
Griselda
everybody.
Suarez.
Hey,
Oh, my God.
My goodness, it's like legendary morning right here. Long Beach Gives, and we're just gathering up all the people, folks. We're sharing with you that there are hundreds of nonprofits here in our beautiful city of Long Beach, and this is a day where it's like a crowdfunding, experience where you can give and help these programs and nonprofits do service to the people. And we gave you a whole laundry list of nonprofits at the top of the show, and I see Griselda Suarez is the executive director of the Arts Council for Long Beach. And wait, did I knock her out? There she is. And Rhonda Love is what she says, the chief content officer of DreamKreator Studio. She's the bomb. Ryan Hoyle is running Play Nice Long Beach. These are all strong nonprofit organizations in the city of Long Beach. And welcome. Come on into our streamathon and let's chop it up about arts and culture in our region. What do you say there, Griselda? How are you today? Uh-oh, I think you're muted.
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me as your guest here. Buenos dias, everybody. This is a lovely Long Beach day for Long Beach Gives Day. And I just want to thank all of you for being part of it, and for our board members, Greg and Violet for giving your time and resources and your network to give on this day that celebrates community most of all. And I'm glad to be here with some of our artists, Rhonda and Ryan. So thank you for the invitation.
All right. Thank you so much, Griselda. Rhonda Love, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. How are you today on this Long Beach Gives Day?
Oh, I am wonderful today. I'm coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. So thankful for technology and being able to really just kind of campaign and support everybody all the way from the big state of Texas today.
Yes. Thank you so much. Let's see. Ryan, you came on a little early. You were there with legends, my brother, like for real. What's your thoughts this morning?
yeah, I'm honored just to be, continually involved in the efforts of the Arts Council and pulled into these rooms with legends and movers and shakers in arts and culture, and just looking forward to sharing perspectives this morning.
Let me just ask the group here, and Violet, now that we drafted you on this Arts Council for Long Beach, and you now have a really a wide view of arts and culture in the city. As a veteran, what's your vibe? What are you thinking? How do you like it?
Well, when I moved to Long Beach, which is maybe 14, 15 years ago, I believe, I saw so much art and music in this city. And I would always see the Arts Council, in certain places around the city. And each year it got bigger and bigger and more, I would see the Arts Council more and more. And I think it was after Griselda came on board, then it really started to pop, and I was seeing this Arts Council everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I had a good friend who was on the Arts Council, who was on the board, Jocelyn Pryor, who I've worked with in music for a number of years. Her and I were joined at the hip in music. And she asked me if I wanted to be a part of the Arts Council. So it was a no-brainer, like I saw what they were doing around the city, and I just had to be a part of this. I'm really thrilled to be a part of it. I'm thrilled to have this day happened. It happened last year, but I was kind of new to the council, so I was kind of getting my feet wet with it. But this year, I'm truly in there, and I'm doing this day, and it's so exciting to see so many nonprofits around the city come together for this. The Arts Council and what we do for the artist community of Long Beach is just it's unbelievable. You know, when I sit on these committees and I look over, you know, applications for grants for young artists, and I meet them through their work and through the words that they put on their application, and then little, websites and videos that they put together, and I get to know these artists. It's so exciting to me to actually help them and see what they do with the money that they get from grants. It's so meaningful to me to see that happen, because in my job in music, my number one thing was always helping fresh new artists, well, young or old people that were involved in music, you know, helping them to achieve their dreams. So when I, you know, stopped really working in the music industry, except doing a little bit of consultation on the side, this was the next step for me to continue on to help these artists. And that's what I feel like I'm doing with the Arts Council. And Griselda has put together like an amazing, she's just amazing. So really happy about today. Very excited. I've been up nearly all night thinking about what I'm going to do today, you know, like, so.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody on
I
mute.
echo your sentiments there. I mean, I'm like, man, I'm going to the symphony and to the, last night I was at the ICT Encore Gala, you know, it was really hobnobbing there. So just a lot of fun. Griselda got me all into these arts and culture experiences. Rhonda Love, what's your thought about arts and culture in the city?
Oh my God, where do I start? I am so thankful. So first of all, it was a joy to sit and hear all the legends of hip hop executives and the ones who just, you know, made the movement. To hear you guys talk, it was incredible. During your time when you guys were doing your thing, I was right behind you in my tweens. I would say, well, actually like 17, 18, 20. And I did a lot of street promotions for Virgin Records and for Sony, and working with Demet Guidry. I was just kind of the one of the young people coming up behind that generation. Hung out at VIP for many, many years and just kind of watched them do their thing. I bagged music there when Biggie Smalls came to town, and it was there when Shaquille O'Neal was doing Twism and all of that. So I've always been around, and I went into the executive side or the business side, management side of the industry for many years, always being an artist. Went to school for it and studied and everything, but just kind of really was on the administrative side for many, many years. And so a few years back, I got a chance to really just kind of pull back from doing so much of that and spend time in this city. Was fortunate to work over at the port, to work at the city on the mayor's team. And it was during that time, a couple of things happened for me. But a little bit before that, I actually participated in the art walk in the East Village. That was kind of my first taste of arts in Long Beach. I remember attending some of the Arts Council board meetings and everything, and just kind of learning. But it really didn't take hold of me in terms of just all that Long Beach has to offer, and particularly the Arts Council, until a lady by the name of Griselda Suarez came to town. Or at least came into my space and my radar. And she really just caused me to just look at art in Long Beach in such a different way, and really inspired me to move my creativity to the front. I had always taken my creativity and got behind other artists and supported them, but not really moving to the forefront and expressing the arts and creativity that I had as well. And so I took a deeper dive, fully engaged. The Arts Council gave me the opportunity to participate in so many ways, whether it be teaching a class to some of the interns or sitting on a committee. I've just been able to really flourish creatively with the Arts Council, just being such an advocate for me and the work that I do. And I'm so excited. Recently, a Creative Corps recipient as an artist, and awesome to have this time to be an artist. And I love when I see Griselda out in the community, and she'll remind me, you're an artist, you're an artist, you're an artist. And so I can't put to words how much it means to me in terms of arts and culture in Long Beach, and just having this opportunity to really express and just take my body of work, my life experience, and share it. So I can't even find the words to say. I'm so thankful to Long Beach. I'm so thankful to the Arts Council. I'm so thankful to Griselda. I'm so thankful to our community, and just everything that's happening, and how this city really embraces building a creative economy for us. So that's a little bit of what I can say.
Nice, nice, nice. You know, Griselda, I'm rolling alongside with you. I see the challenges, I see the triumphs and everything, you know, and I see people's reaction, especially in such an important time as this, right? These cities, our nation is coming out of, you know, recovery. You know, it's recovery time. And arts and culture is essential to helping people get back together. But there are folks, you know, that kind of take art and culture for granted. What do you say to those people? Is arts important to our communities?
Uh, well, the straight up answer is yes. Of course, it's important to our communities, and I think um, oftentimes when people ask me why I'm in this field or how did I get here, I think back to what impacted my life as a young person. I grew up in East Los Angeles. I was born and raised in East LA, and I got to know the city through the arts. That is how my family preferred to move about in the world. My dad was also a creative person. He was a singer, and you know, he liked going to performances and concerts, and he bought me my first records. As we're talking about records, right? We would go shopping on Sundays in downtown LA on Broadway to the Mexican Spanish record shops, and he bought me my first record, and we fought over the turntable, right? I was a little girl fighting with over the turntable. And so my family had their cultural expressions, and my parents chose to take us to these places, to these historic museums that related to their lives. And then on the flip side, on like the English speaking side, I was able to enjoy arts and culture through free programming through the county. And so one of my first English language concerts was at the LA Sports Arena for a free concert for middle school students. And De La Soul was the main line. I mean,
Ah,
come
nice,
on. Right?
nice.
Yes. And I was like, I can't believe this. I was just so happy. And you know, because of LA County services for East LA and for a lot of the poor neighborhoods like mine that I grew up in, you know, we went to the ballet at the Dorothy Chandler, or musicals at the Amundsen, and independent movies in Hollywood. Like it was through arts and culture that really formed, you know, how I see the world. It's obvious that growing up in LA, and I was an apprentice to several muralists, and that became a passion of mine. And I studied muralism in college, and it's these opportunities that allow for expression, in particular in experiences like mine, in neighborhoods like mine, where we don't often know how to express what we're feeling because we're going through so much. Mm-hmm. That the arts became a way to express it out of me. So that's one of the reasons why I find it very important. Now, on the business side of it, I also grew up in a family with a small business, right? So I was working with my family at a very young age, and the business side of things is that there's always a business side of things, and we need the investments. We need the encouragement on policy from the city. We need the activations, not only at the Performing Arts Center, right, which is in the heart of downtown, but also in the neighborhoods and in the streets, and neighborhood associations, individual artists that want to do work in their communities. businesses connecting with those artists and with those neighborhood associations. So I'm really looking at the arts and culture at every level, from the personal to the streets to the theaters and to the policies that the city wants to shape. Especially now, we have lots of support from Mayor Richardson because we have the Olympics coming to town. And in order to have a successful Olympics, yes, we need to know where all the athletes will be doing their work, right? Doing their sports, but also how are people going to congregate? And the arts and culture is one avenue for that congregation, for that convening. So that is really where my why I answer the way I answer is because it's really deep inside of me. And on a very personal note, my work is related to my identity. And I often say when people talked about my leadership or how I do what I do, I think long term. And it took decades and years for the pyramids of my people to be broken down. And so I try to rebuild those pyramids every day with my work, and it's going to take a long time. So that's why I need the more people, the better.
Wow, fascinating stuff. Thank you so much for that. Ryan, Play Nice Long Beach, you linked in there with the Arts Council for Long Beach. First of all, what is Play Nice Long Beach, and how did you come up with that name?
So yeah, I'll start with it's super inspiring to hear everyone's pathway to the arts. Really quickly, wanted to kind of echo some of the sentiments of Rhonda, of just me being behind the scenes and kind of pushing other artists forward. My creative journey, I never considered myself an artist either. I always felt like I was a creative person, and would express that through the way that I dress, but mostly through just thinking and solutions and things like that. So in starting Play Nice, we actually started 5 years ago as a vintage retail shop, and our goal was to just go and hunt at the Goodwill bins and make a couple of dollars selling some sports tees. And I noticed that the way that our space is built out, we have this like back room, and it immediately just shouted gallery to me. I had no prior experience throwing or hosting gallery shows, or even working with artists in that capacity. But through college, I would throw parties, throw events and things like that. So I knew that I could draw a crowd. So we just started to offer the space to artists and creatives in the city, and really just kind of usher in that next wave and generation of folks in the city that are creating things. So the name, ironically enough, came from an argument with my former business partners. And I was driving, I literally looked back and said, "Hey, Play Nice." And we all just kind of stopped in the moment, and we were like, "Yeah, that's it." We were actually going to turn in our lease agreement to get the spot. So super thankful for the opportunity to serve the city that I'm from in this capacity, and to be looked at as a leader in the community as well through the space. I'm big on pivoting, big on adapting, and even though we're not selling T-shirts anymore, I feel like the work that I'm doing there is so much more impactful and rewarding. Just being able to, be a conduit for change in the city, be, a resource, a trusted resource for the community, and being able to partner with the Arts Council of Long Beach. From our very first activation, we held a grants workshop where Judy came by, and we had a packed house of, kind of showing people what it takes to apply for the micro grant program, to then becoming a micro grant applicant and awardee myself, to, continuing to put people on and get artists registered to the registry and things like that. And now to the present day, leading a cohort with the Go Make Something Kids program, where we do in-school arts education for the Long Beach Unified School District. So I'm super thankful for the support, the guidance, Griselda, the whole Arts LB team, Greg, and obviously all the people that came before me.
Interesting. Violet, this whole notion of, Long Beach Gives. You see all of these nonprofits. We see our executive director Griselda Suarez here. It's the whole Long Beach Gives experiences. That's new. It's cutting edge. It's What do you think as us OGs in this? What's your assessment of this newfangled crowdsourcing experience? Because I see your numbers are up, yo. I'm just gonna tell you.
You know what? It's the greatest, because back in the
Yeah.
day we couldn't do this. We couldn't
Yeah.
do this without the technology of today.
Right.
So and we're able to reach out to people in a split second, and get right to them, and to get some of these donations coming in. Hold on one second. I'm going to have my friend go out of the room here.
You know,
Okay. Okay, I'm
Rhonda.
done.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
this particular program, for it to be citywide and with 265 or whatever amount of, I know it's over 250 nonprofits, all doing this on the same day and working towards the same thing to bring in money for the city and for their nonprofits. I mean, this is amazing. We couldn't do this back in the day, and to see like the way that things had to happen back when, I first started in the business to this. I mean, I'm so excited about the technology, about all the young people that are behind this, young and old alike. We're all doing the same thing today if we're with a nonprofit in Long Beach.
Rhonda, I know you are a whiz on the computer and you're always on the leading edge of new technologies. When we begin to talk about Long Beach Gives, the essence of what that is, what's your feeling and thoughts about this exciting platform?
I echo the same sentiments that Violet just shared. And, I put myself through college as an engineer at Xerox. I'm going to date myself a little bit, but I was there when we went from DOS to Windows. And I've always, although I'm an arts and creative person and I've always been in that space, I've always kind of been a geeky person and just kind of following technology. So it's really great to see the things that technology has been able to do and afford us. And of course, fundraising and all of that we see has been happening for decades and eons. But it was to those who had the availability or accessibility to media, and it was quite costly to do that. And so, as has already been said, you can reach people within a split second. And so that connectability through technology for us to be able to raise funds and essentially we're changing the quality of life for a lot of people. We're allowing organizations that really do a lot of good in communities in various different areas to be able to engage and to be able to continue to do that work and expand on that work. So and then you have just a great use of technology, such as Long Beach Gives, to make that happen for us. I just think it's a great thing for the city and for everyone, from our governments to the organizations to the community. It's just a great thing to be able to do and to just increase the good that we all are trying to do.
Let me ask y'all something. Why is Long Beach so nonprofit friendly? Right? It's like it's so interesting to watch the nonprofit community. It's just really super thriving. And maybe is it because there's so many, so there's a concentration of nonprofits, or what makes the essence of Long Beach so nonprofit friendly, Griselda?
That's a great question. And there are probably many reasons, but I think if I look at the civics of Long Beach, the city itself is also very nonprofit centered. The city, as a government, depends on many independent agencies, nonprofits, to do the work that they cannot do within the city government. And so even the city has Partners of Parks, they have the Arts Council, they have many bids that started off at 501c3s and then turned into 501(c)(6)s, or health partners that are direct service social service agencies, because the health department cannot also serve. And so I think CBOs, community-based organizations, then became nonprofits in the city, and we are very nonprofit centric. At organizations that have been here a very long time, like the Junior League, they also help support many nonprofits in the city that interact with the actual government of the city of Long Beach. We're an example. The Junior League helped also start the Arts Council. And so I think the first thing when you look at is how the city functions with nonprofits. There are many, many partnerships the city has. And then beyond that, we have our usual social service charity organizations across the city that also do great work. And so then they become partners. So I think it's embedded in the fabric of how just the city of Long Beach functions.
It's a very interesting phenomenon for the life of the city to watch this all happen. And then also too, what's interesting is just how much money, it always amazes me, can be raised through this new technology, which is Long Beach Gives, and just the participation of the masses of the people, right, are willing to, go through this platform. And it's almost like a smorgasbord. You can just pick and choose what causes you want to support, and boom, there it is. Do we see a demographic shift in givers, or is it, what about us old folks? Are we in the game? I know, look, we are Violet, we here. But do you see, a difference in demographics in terms of people who give through this particular type of campaign?
Actually, I don't have the breakdown of the demographics, but I know that from the beginning, the Arts Council has been on the steering committee for Long Beach Gives, and we have seen difficulty if we were to go with generations, with our boomer generation really still being attached to the remittance envelope, right? The envelope that says, oh, well, where do I put my money? Or where's the envelope? And will you mail me something? That was a struggle that first year. We still have some donors that prefer that. However, many have adapted, right? And then as far as giving trends, Gen X has really done a great job of taking on more giving in these last few years. There was definitely a rise during the pandemic on, where to give and how to give. And the technology helped because many of us had a shift immediately during the height of the pandemic, and Gen X was right on it. They're like, okay, let's do this. And in addition to money, Gen X is willing to give a lot of time, volunteer time, to the cause they feel very aligned with. We look at millennials and Gen Z, and giving is very different within those generations. And a lot of times giving is a partnership, and they want an experience along with it. But that goes along with many other information we have on these generations, right? In regards to the arts, millennials and Gen Z don't necessarily want to sit in a theater seat and watch something. They want to be on stage experiencing, right? They want to be in the immersive room. They want to be engulfed in the arts experience alongside many other people. And so their donation is very much, okay, like, what am I experiencing from this? How am I going to be out in the community with this? So as this grows, I think the Long Beach Gives will very much align with that and provide more events. For the first time, Long Beach Gives now has an events calendar on every nonprofit. So if you are that kind of donor, you can see the events you can go to throughout the day to be engaged with the nonprofit that aligns with your values. So it's changing. And nonprofits, that's why this is such a great program, because Long Beach Gives and the nonprofit partnership give trainings. And so as this grows, as technology changes, we hope that the nonprofits gain the tools to go along with the changes. And by the way, we are top 20 right now of fundraisers across the city. The Arts Council is top 20. And then within the arts and culture area, we're number 2. So, we need to keep those donations going. And again, this kind of programming is what connects people to our mission and to our vision for the city.
Violet, she said to number two with number
Yeah.
two with a bullet.
Yeah, well, we got to make that number one.
All
And
right.
I would say that if you're listening and if you get hungry today, go to Lola's, because you're going to get, and everybody in Long Beach knows what Lola's is. If you don't, then you got to go there because you won't believe it. But anyway, go there for lunch today, because even the money that you put towards your food today, part of that will come to the Arts Council of Long Beach.
Yes.
And you get a great
listen.
meal.
Listen, I can't. I don't know if I can make it to Lola's because I'm gonna be right here trying to, put shed some light on these great nonprofits and everything. But it's interesting because I have so many allegiances in the nonprofit area. So I'm gonna take this moment just to talk about DreamKreator Studio and let Rhonda just kind of jump in because I'm hearing one of her favorite words, immersive. And I want to get into that a little bit as an art form, right? But I just like to amplify, of course, Arts Council for Long Beach, DreamKreator Studio. People, look, and then there's even some nonprofits that are not part of the Long Beach Gives because they're not in Long Beach. But as I've been meditating on giving, right, in the essence of community support of nonprofits, I got to talk about the West Angeles Community Development Corporation, Black Hollywood Resource Center, Living Legends Foundation. There's probably a few more in there that I'm closely linked to. But as y'all are in this space of giving, just go through your nonprofit phone book and support the people. They're doing some really great work out there. One nonprofit organization that's doing some very interesting work around here is the DreamKreator Studio. And look, Rhonda Love, we're immersive. What the heck is that?
Well, immersive is an all-around experience in an art. And so it's literally immersing yourself. To Griselda's point, your Gen X and Gen Z, they want to immerse in it. They want to know the story of the artist. They want to know the path. How did you get there? They want to walk in the footsteps and in the path of the artist and enjoy that experience. And so they want, immersive literally means to immerse, to be completely in and to be surrounded by that. And so DreamKreator, we are really big on that. And right now we do have an exhibit that we are doing in partnership with the Arts Council, DLBA, and Mosaic, where we come in and help to put the protest panels or the George Floyd panels on display, which is also an immersive type of exhibit, because when you walk into the space, walk into the room, there's literally the murals and stories all around you. And so we are getting visited. Our visits are really a lot of Gen Z and a lot of Gen X that are telling other people about it and coming into the space, because you literally can walk in, and when you do a 360, you are surrounded by that. And so we went into that design. Greg did all of the work and everything, and we went in, or I went in and just tried to design it based on that. If I did a spin around the room, would I get sensory overload? And so we designed the room for that, and it's been really awesome to see the response really kind of speak to that immersive experience. And this one's going to run until it's at 255 West 4th Street in Long Beach, downtown, the Mosaic space. That one will run until August 14th. August 14th is also another huge immersive experience that we're doing in partnership with the DLBA and with the Arts Council and a bunch of folks that love art, and that is returning the downtown art walk. So we are programming that to be a super immersive experience as well, launching on as a quarterly, launching on October 14th. And then from there, we have another immersive experience called the Social Pivot, that's designed to address some really some really important issues around water and COVID and wellness and civic engagement and social justice. And it's designed to be an immersive experience as well, with the mission to inform, inspire, and allow people to lead that feeling like they can be creators of change or advocates of change. So yeah, I hope I answered your question, but that's kind of a little bit of what.
Yeah, very good. Ryan, we're talking about generations, and you and I have this conversation fairly often about generations and the gaps or intersections, whatever it may be, between generations. Now, how important is it to keep the generations linked? I thought it was, as an example, Violet and I were on with some the real OGs in the music industry, and I wanted to bring in, I joked with you, I said, hey, you're sitting at the feet of the elders right now, it's important to have that link, right, between generations so you can get the information so that you can climb higher. Like in your purview, what's your thoughts about generational access to arts and culture, to technology, all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super important. I mean, I've always been one to respect the elders and learn from them. But I think that the relationship goes both ways. I joke with my mom all the time. I'm like, I'm her IT guy. She's, how do I do this? How do I do that? The other day she was talking about faxing something. I'm like, just get the PDF app, like, or the scan app. But I think that it's important, especially when it comes to arts and culture, just being able to, not really lean onto your own understanding, and realize that there are folks that have, been here before, had similar dreams, and, just finding pathways to where we can use technology to enhance, our goals together. There's so many times when, like you said, I've had conversations with you about just the nature of certain, operating principles, or, the way that things function, that if I kind of left it onto my own, I would not be privy to. So just thankful for the partnership, and being able to even kind of stand in that gap a lot of times. I know that, my privilege of being able to be in conversations in rooms like this allows me to then be a bearer and spreader of knowledge to other folks that are in this position. So as long as we continue to stand in that gap with each other, I think it will be a-okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's the hottest arts trend in Young Long Beach?
Young Long Beach art trend.
What y'all doing?
I mean, you know what? I don't know if I can pinpoint one trend, but I will say that the arts community of Young Long Beach is thriving. It's a really scrappy group of artists that are using technology to catapult their careers. Now more than ever, we're seeing folks, not afraid to be themselves unapologetically, and spread that message, whether it's TikTok, virality, Twitter, and all of the social media channels. Folks are putting themselves out there, and I love to see it. I just want to take this moment to shout out some artists in the city that are doing some amazing work. Bio Morgan, he's an amazing videographer, director, film director, soulful, a photographer. Shout out to Nice Guy Vinny. He's an amazing producer, DJ, throws an event called Altruism over at the Edison Theater on Broadway. Brandy Davison, Taylor Jeffries. I could go on and on about folks in the community that are really holding it down. I speak a lot to peers about, keeping Long Beach artists in Long Beach. And, a lot of the times we feel like, oh, we have to go to LA to be in this bigger market and to, have our careers thrive. But there's a lot to be said about folks that stay in Long Beach and, get people from the bigger market to come out and check out the things that we have brewing here. So super, super inspired to be amongst change makers, taste makers, and the people that are at the forefront of the Long Beach art scene.
Let me ask you this. You have Violet Brown, the legendary Violet Brown, right here. What would you like, now that you know a little bit about her, what would you like to ask her?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need a sit-down conversation or something, Violet. I actually just started a series at Play Nice, and I titled it "Good at Something." And we actually have an event tonight. So after I get my Lolas, I'll be over at the shop. But essentially, the program is geared towards sharing knowledge. So our first iteration of the program, we had a sculpting artist by the name of Odessa, and she came in and did a $20 sculpture clay workshop. Tonight, we have a very talented artist, Dakari Akil. He's been published in the New York Times, Vogue magazine, Forbes, super talented collage artist. So we'll have a collage making workshop tonight. But yeah, I would love to have you join us for conversations and really just to spread knowledge and experience.
What time does that go down tonight?
This is at 7 p.m. tonight.
Okay. I'm going to try to get by there.
I can drop it in the chat as well. But yeah, I would love to just hear your experience, what you think about Long Beach. I know you said you've been here for about 15 years, but how you've seen the city change over that time. And I mean, honestly, I can talk to all of you about your experience and seeing the city change. I mean, I know from my point of view, you know, I've seen it change for the better. But yeah, just to share perspectives on, you know, what the city has done and can continue to do moving forward.
Yeah. Although I didn't live in Long Beach, I've been coming here my entire life to Long Beach and watching this city grow, you know. I mainly tried to stay towards the Hollywood area because it was better for my business at the time. It was easier to get the clubs at night and see acts and all that kind of stuff. Because once you move to Long Beach, I used to kid my friends about it that lived in Long Beach. I would say, and they were in the music industry with me, and suddenly they were not going to shows at night, you know, in Hollywood and that sort of thing. And you know, I mean, we had open bar, you get treated wine and dine before shows, hanging out with the artists, and they're not coming. And I was like, what the hell? What is wrong with you people? Why are you not coming to shows? And they go, well, when we go home to Long Beach, you know, we just don't leave Long Beach. Now I'm one of those people that I just love Long Beach so much. It takes a lot to get me to go out now somewhere else in Long Beach because there's always so much here to do in Long Beach. But I wanted to say something, talking about some of these new artists, emerging artists, young artists. You know, everybody starts somewhere at some point. You know, back in the day, I used to have a videographer that was fresh out of film school and already, well, really just in film school too at the time when he first started dealing with me. And I would have him come out and he would do his video work at my block parties at the back of my store on La Brea and Rodeo. And we had big concerts there that were open to the community for free. And he would tape the whole day's events. We'd have speakers to come out. I'd have people selling their wares, you know, for free. I didn't charge them anything to come out and to be like a person that was selling their stuff there. It was a big community event. And one of my guys who was a videographer was Tim Story, you know, who now is an award-winning director, you know, and he's done a lot of big films like Barbershop and films with Denzel Washington and stuff like that now. So you never know, like, where these people are going to end up, you know, like so many people from back in the day that had these little jobs, little artists making things at my store. Well, they went on to have their own clothing companies, giant clothing companies, you know. So just keep doing what you're doing, all the young folks that are out there doing this, because someday, you know, you can make some huge strides in the business.
Yeah, thank you for that insight. I mean, I see it all the time working with artists of different calibers and different stages, but yeah, just a reminder to realize that everybody's at a different place on their journey, but yeah, we're all collectively moving forward. So thank you for that.
And older folks, get out there and go to these things where the kids are at, where the young people are at, because you're going to learn so much from them as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. True. Griselda, let me ask you, you're hearing all of this dialogue and everything, how's it make you feel? You're the arts maven of Long Beach there, in my opinion, of the whole state of California. That's what I see. But, you know, what's your thought when you hear this dialogue and it's actually examining the rich results of your work?
Well, thank you, Greg, for that. That's really sweet. And for everyone here, I think, you know, I learn from all of you all the time whenever we meet. And, it takes patience and dedication and a vision to want to serve the community through an art walk, and in my conversations with Rhonda, you're just doing those things step by step, wanting it to come back. And, Ryan has been working for the Arts Council for a few years now, and we've done all kinds of collaborations or social media partnerships. But it's been in these last 3 years, Ryan, right? That your work is impacting the classroom at a Long Beach Unified School District level. That the exhibition that you and the artist from the Go Make Something cohorts put together, and I'm so thankful for Long Beach City College for in kind gifting their gallery for this project with our middle school students. That work is going to go on for years, right? That is the next generation that's going to be able to say, my work was in the gallery when I was a middle school student. Right. And the enormous impact that has, on their identity, on their career pursuits, the confidence, right? That is work beyond our time here, right? Beyond, we may not be able to see what's going to happen in a few generations, but we know that impact is real right now. Violet and I have gotten to know each other a little more, and we recently, we are very passionate about our Rainbow Heroes project, where we want to uplift the untold stories, or the very little known stories of our LGBTQ plus elders. And I think that kind of community work is important to let those who did, who did their strides, did their activism, know that we want other people to know about it. So I'm only as good or as vibrant, as out there as the volunteers and the artists we work with. I mean, the more people we have with these kinds of passion, and every single one of you is so passionate, and I'm so thankful. I mean, the better the Arts Council and the community will be here in Long Beach. And we have really good people. I mean, you're all testament to that. We have really great people in Long Beach.
Yeah. Long Beach, great place. We've put the links all in the chat, you all. If you guys want to make a donation, there's quite a few ways to connect with everybody on here. And, just go ahead, hit those links. I'm gonna just take a little bit of privilege right here. I need you to help me get my numbers up. That's what good stuff. Rhonda, it's so exciting to be a part of this whole arts and culture experience. And for me, when I share with people who I worked with in the past, I say, hey, I'm down here in Long Beach. I'm on the board of the Arts Council. They're like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that fits you right perfectly. You've known me for a long time. I've known you for a long time. Arts and culture is part of our DNA. Did you expect that? Just talk a little bit about it. Let me just say it like this. Talk a little bit about our respective journeys in this arts and culture thing.
Yes, I could definitely speak to that. Gregory, I've been knowing you for over 25 years. Let me just start there. And it's been an amazing journey just to connect with you. I started really diving deeply into, so I did some internships coming out of college at ABC and at Fox, and worked at, a couple of networks. And what I realized right away is that, yes, I'm a creative, but I'm probably I found that I'm more creative than Hollywood, if that makes any sense. I wanted to just get out and express and support and all of that stuff and everything. And so I started working in the community and working with a lot of different artists and getting behind them and just kind of being a voice for them and speaking and everything. I come from a long line of entrepreneurs and business owners. So I took that and just started working in Leimert Park in Los Angeles, and that's where I met Greg. You were working at with Stevie Wonder radio station KJLH, and just making a whole lot of things happen. And I knew your work from the Lee Bailey days as well. And so here I was representing a lot of inner city kids whose parents who had these amazing gifts and talents, but didn't necessarily have the support to really help pivot and scale them to the potential that was there for their gift. And so you helped me do that for a lot of amazing kids. I call them our just kind of our mentees and our babies in the industry. And so between being able to work with me, being able to work with them and work with their families and connect with you and put them on stages throughout Los Angeles and get them on the #1 urban radio station on the West Coast, we were able to just do a lot of great work from Marquise Williams, who is now doing amazing work, to Molly Music. We were able to take endorsement deals from a lot of artists, being able to package them and put them on stages with their own budget so they didn't impact the huge stages that you were putting them on. And so just a great body of work that we did. And then I begged you to come to Long Beach, as I found that there was just a lot of opportunities to continue to do the great work that we have been doing in Los Angeles. And so, here we are. I'm so happy that you accepted the opportunity, the challenge, and, board president of our Arts Council, and just being able to continue to do this great community work.
And Greg, that night, it was at the film screening of Serve Like a Girl, a film about women serving in our military. And not only did Rhonda tell me, oh, this person has to be, you need to meet Greg. He needs to be on your board. Please, have a moment to talk to him. They're also Jocelyn's like, oh, wait, Greg's here? Let me talk to Greg. Like, he needs to be on our board. So thank you for coming to that film screening that night many years ago. I think it was in 2017 or something.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
That same event sealed the deal for me too. I was knocked out by that. I was at that event.
Yes. It was a wonderful film.
Yeah, great film, and so interesting. I got to be honest with you. I was trying to maintain my anonymity in Long Beach here, and then here comes Jocelyn, one of my former clients. I was like, okay, and Rhonda, always on my PR. Look, we are in, Rhonda, you mentioned earlier about our exhibit, Long Beach Rising, with the protest panels. And look, people are here walking through the exhibit right now and examining the beautiful murals that are here. Half of the lights are dim just so my picture could be clear, but they're here. And thank you all. I'm watch this, y'all. Watch this. Thank you guys for coming to our exhibit. We're participating in Long Beach Gives right now. So if you'd like to support the Arts Council for Long Beach, DreamKreator Studio, you can do that on this day of giving. Yep. Thank you. Yes. Enjoy. There you go. Got to do it.
There you go. Well, Greg, thank you so much for this. We're going to our first event. We have to start prepping and doing what we need to do. We're going to the Civic Center, to the Container Cafe, a new local small business that has a nice little container there with pastries, coffee, and they'll be participating in Long Beach Gives with us. We have an artist, Tiana Prince, who does many great works, but today she'll be doing caricature with us, one of our former interns. And you give the artist money for the caricature, and they are splitting 50-50 with us. So nice. You pay an artist and you donate to the Arts Council all at once. So I hope to see you all there at noon at the Civic Center Container Cafe.
Container Cafe. All right. And then what time we're supposed to be at Lola's? I can't make any of these. I'm going to be right here on this stream-a-thon.
So generous. Lola's is donating all day, right? So they've given us the entire day. And we're going to be there after 3. It goes till 7. We're going to be there till 7. I will be eating them around 5, I think. That's when I'm going to get hungry. And then also we have a wonderful collaboration with Studio 111, a limited edition t-shirt designed by the artist Mario Ibarra Jr. That's also available. We have a white ink version and a black ink version. And we're also working with Fate Studios. They are on Orange and 36 or Bixby up in California Heights. And they are what I call like technical arts studios. They have photography and hair styling and makeup and floral design. And they are donating an entire makeover for a young business professional, an artist that needs a headshot. They'll do your hair, they'll do your makeup, and then they'll take that perfect photo op and that is a requirement. If any artist applies to our annual artist fellowship grant, we need a headshot. It is a requirement. So donate to that profile and you enter an opportunity drawing to get that makeover. So many great small businesses that have really stepped up for us this year.
Nice. Thank you so much.
I was going to say, if you're someone out there that wants to get in on this with us next year, make sure that you connect with the Arts Council of Long Beach too, so that next year we can work with you and your business as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your nonprofit.
Well, thank you so much, Griselda Suarez, for your time today. Look, Long Beach Gives, you could go ahead and check any of those links that are in the chat. Support us. We're growing. We're out here. Arts Lives Matter.